Isn't it funny when you're waiting for 1 minute, Beth, how long
I
it
know
can
how long it goes, and here we are. No, I was just noting Rita, somebody else from Connecticut, woohoo, which is suddenly feeling like Alaska this morning. It was so cold.
All right, I've got the recording started, and I think you can go ahead and begin.
Then I'm going to officially welcome all of you. My name is Beth Hamilton, and my co-moderator this evening is Linda Schneckenberg. We are both members of the book club committee, and we're so pleased to be moderating this great conversation with the authors. So before we begin, it looks like most of you are on mute already, but if you could make sure you're on mute throughout the presentation until it's time for some question and answers. You know, in the chat, everybody has been putting in where they're located. And as Angeline and Sarah are talking, if you have questions, that's the place to put them. Put them in the chat. Wendy will take a look at them and she will share them back with Angeline and Sarah later in the evening. We also, if you are new to Zoom and you want to adjust the view, if you want to see all of us, like we're the Brady Bunch, we're the gallery view up in the right-hand corner, or during the presentation, you might want to switch to speaker view, and then just Angeline and Sarah will be on the screen for you. It looks like many of you are members of Together Women Rise, but we do have guests and friends, people who aren't familiar with our organization. So I just want to mention a little bit about who we are and what we do. We are a powerful community of women and allies dedicated to achieving global gender equality. We have hundreds of local chapters across the US, as per the chat, where members learn about gender equality issues, give grants to organizations that empower women and girls in low-income countries, and build community to form meaningful connections with each other and with women and girls around the world. Our book club is another way to engage with our mission and to learn about global gender equality issues and to experience community with others who care about making the world a better place for women and girls. If you want more information about our book club and how to get involved in Together Women Rise, you can visit the website, Together Women Rise. And you know, under the events section is where future book club dates and the books will be listed. We also have a Together Women Rise book group on Goodreads where you can find us. Okay. So tonight we are discussing this inspirational book, Standing in the Way, From Trafficking Victim to Human Rights Activist. And we are so fortunate to have the authors, Anjali Tamang and Sarah Simmons with us. They're going to make a presentation and then they'll answer questions from all of us in the audience. After that, we will move to some small breakout groups to have discussions and come back for a wrap up, a book giveaway, and some looking ahead to what books we'll be reading and talking about in 2022. So let me give you a little information about our two inspirational guests this evening. Sarah Simmons, who is I'm trying to find you on my screen, Sarah. I know you're there. You are. You're up in the left corner. Is zooming in from Florida. She's the founder and executive director of Her Future Coalition, an international nonprofit enterprise fighting human trafficking and other severe gender violence with shelter, education, and employment. Over the past 16 years, Her Future Coalition has helped over 5,000 women. I just want to say that again, over 5,000 women and children in India, Nepal, Cambodia, and Thailand to get out of slavery and exploitation and to build safe, independent, and successful lives. Her Future Coalition received a featured grant from Together Women Rise in 2019. And then we have author Anjali Tamang, who is a trafficking survivor and human rights activist. She was trafficked at the age of 12 from her village in Nepal to the red light areas of Kolkata, India. After being rescued in 2008, Anjali had the dream to open a school in her home village to change the mindset of the community and protect the next generation of girls from trafficking and child marriage. In early 2021, she moved back to her village with her husband and baby son to build and open the school. The doors opened in October 2021, so exciting, and the Hasta Memorial School is now educating 55 children, with more enrolling every month. So we are so fortunate to have Sarah and Anjali with us, and I'm going to turn the screen over to them. Wendy is going to turn the screen over. There you are, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Beth and Wendy and everyone for coming tonight. This is a really special night for me for a lot of reasons. I've been involved with Together Women Rise for a long time. We were a grantee, as Beth said, and I spoke at a regional event last year. And then when I found out about the book club, I said, oh my gosh, I'm right in the middle of writing this book with Anjali, and was really hopeful that we would be invited to this book club. And so thank you so much for having us. And we kind of have talked about how we're going to do this and who's going to say what, but at first I just wanted to say how special it is for me to be sharing the stage with Anjali. I've known her since 2009, right after she was rescued, and worked with her in a shelter home in Calcutta. And then she was repatriated to Nepal, and I lost track of her. And miraculously in 2013, through a different partner organization, we were reunited and have been going forward together, as mother and daughter ever since that day. And it was a great joy to be able to sponsor Anjali's education and her college. But I really cannot say how amazing it is to now be walking alongside her as a partner. That, she was once, sponsored or a beneficiary of our organization, but now someone that I, am so proud to partner with and to walk alongside and to support every way I know how. It really has come full circle for me. I was in Nepal a couple of weeks ago and stayed at Anjali's house, and just how proud I feel it's very hard to describe. And I feel very, very blessed that you guys are giving us an opportunity to be here together and to talk about the book and the work. So Anjali, do you want to share a little bit about what's going on and where it's at?
Hi everyone, I'm Anjali from Nepal. Now I'm in Kathmandu, but normally I'm living in Nuwakot district. And I want to thank you all for giving me opportunity to speak here and being here to listen me. I feel so much honored to get this chance to speak. After my rescue in 2008, like few months, it was not easy to realize and understand the hope that I have that is coming in front of me. But slowly God used people to open my heart and eyes from the dark world that has covered me. And when I got to know the reality, the real things, God gave me a vision to help my sisters and to help my community, to bring them out of the dark, covered world, what they have been believing since many years. So I continued my legal processes and all. And in 2010, after returning here, after being able to join a school, which I had dreamed for a long time, I joined this school when I was 17 years. And that time, God gave me vision that I can help the next generation and girls to have better future and better life than what I also stopped from being trafficked or going through the situations that I went through. So God gave me vision to open a school to help other sisters and help them to build their future. And by God's grace, in 2017, I MCM and Apple of God's Eyes, where I grew up, they helped me to publish my book in Portuguese. It maybe it was not God's time, so it didn't raise much fund which I could start. Also, maybe I was not ready that time. I was not so much prepared for the work. God knows all times. And so we raised some funds and was stored for the work that God has given. And then just during the COVID time, God opened really, like COVID time was hard time, but really God brought a lot of blessings in my life. Sarah mom helped me when I requested her to write my book in English, Standing in the Way. And it was not easy always to write stories back, remembering and then putting in words. Also, sometimes it's hard because we can't get the correct words to describe the feelings. It's hard to, because what I felt and what I went through, it's I know. So it's hard to, when I put in books, sometimes I feel, oh, it's not correct word. It might be. I felt a little bit different, but also sometimes it's hard because remembering everything back and putting in words. Also, at the end, it brings joy. Sharing, after sharing always relieves the burdens that the heart things that we have in our heart. So, like talking with Sarah mom many times in Zoom about what happened, all things, and about book. It was very funny, and also it was very interesting, and it was so much uh, helpful to release many wounds that was inside me. After sharing, I could release those things back, away, take out from inside me. And it was good, and I'm so much grateful to Sarah Simon mom and her future coalition for helping me to publish um, my book, Standing in the Way. And slowly God opened the door, and in 2021, um, 2020 actually was, and in 2021 January we moved back in village, and in 2020 we could buy a small land um, for school. Thank you so much all who blessed, and thank you so much all who supported our future coalition. They supported a lot to buy the land, and also continue till now everything personally for me, and also uh, uh, also for my school and all whole of the project what we are doing. So this is school we have built since last December we started, and it's going on, and we are working there. We have moved there, and now we are running kindergartens. We have 4 classes running on, and we will add. Um, we have been providing job for 10 people in this school, like 2 workers and 8 teachers, and there are 35 children now. And also, like, children are adding every day. Many parents, they are poor, they want to give best education to their children, but they um, are not being able to send in good schools. Like they have to send in Kathmandu, in capital city, but it's far away, it's expensive. um, so, and then we also have we are living in our room, and we are keeping our like, there is an area, this our school in is in down more flat area where all the villages can reach it. but also there are so many villages up in the mountains near the forest where they have to work 5 6 hours to go to school. And also they need to work a lot in the home. They need to help the family. They need to like work a lot in with like cows and buffaloes, and they work in the field, so they don't get chance to get to school or do homework, as their parents are not educated. They sometimes hard, they get hard to like have teach, like help to do the homeworks and all things. And normally they leave the school very soon when they grow up, because also the uh, problems of the community, what they believe. They think that when the girls get 11 years or 12 years, they think it's time for them to get married, or it's time for them to get like for earning some. They must do something for the family. They are ready now to help. Maybe if they have younger siblings, they have to help them raise in good thing, like good condition. So a kind of responsibility comes up, and the girls get, like when they are small they can't go to school because they have to work for 6 hours in the getting to school, and then going back to home. So they can't go to school when they are young, and when they get a little bit older they want to attend school. And when they attend school there is a lot of responsibilities and child marriages and many things comes up, and that stops them from going to school. And that really puts them in trouble because they have to go abroad for earning. um, they many times there's all situations like families poverty, and the situation that they have to help the family members and siblings to get in good like state good condition, that all. And also child marriage, many girls they don't want to get married, they want to like help themselves, they want to educate themselves. All this like brings them to in the hands of traffickers. The traffickers are searching all the girls who have problems, so they take the advantage of these problems to make the girls like fall in.
You muted.
So yeah, and we are helping now 8 girls who lives far away, um, and we are keeping in our home as we are still working to get permission to run hostel, so that we can keep the mountain girls in hostel and help them to have better education, also help them to have better concepts about their lives. Because many girls in my community, they are raised in a concept where they should be like they not believing like themselves, or like they need they for from the small they are raised like the trafficking or going in India, or like maybe like living what their sisters live is normal. So even some because of this concepts what their family gives them, they go to, even if like they are taken in India, they don't raise any voice they against the thing that happens to them, because the family all the backgrounds they have been like showing them and teaching them that, oh, like your sisters have gone through this and they have survived and they have helped the family, they have bring money from India, like whatever work they don't know the work, but whatever work they do they have been. So because of all these concepts the girls cannot raise voice when they are trafficked, when they are captured in India. They just wait for the day they could return to home. So we want to raise the girls in different concept. We want to help the girls to have their own value and dignity. Um, they are not just for family. They have their own value, and also we want to give hope for them that there are. Because when I before I was rescued, I didn't know that there are hopes in the world and there is different world actually. I thought that the world that was shown to me was only thing. I didn't know that there are maybe like this women's organizations, or there are many opportunities. There are many people to help. I didn't know that. I thought that that is only what I have and I could do. I was made to believe that I don't have any other options to, or I couldn't run. I if I run, or like there will be more. I was more like darkened. I can't explain. It was I was filled with all the false things, and I was made like um that is only my life. So I want to give more understanding to the girls, what they are and what they can do, and what um, are. They are not only for those things like going getting in brothel, or like working with customers, but they can do more things. They are capable of other things. And I also want to help the next generation to have different concept about life and the money. My village normally they accept, and they easily send them daughters and sisters in India. They easily accept the earnings from there. They don't raise a question, what are you doing, or they don't ask a question, how are you. They don't care about the individual person. They care about the like things what they could give. And they like think that the girls are only to like earn money or bring things. They also like differentiate between girls who could give, or like daughters who could give, or who cannot give. Also many parents, they give birth to many girls because they think that if many girls are like given birth, they will be able they will get rich, because they can mm, like send the girls in different brothels or abroad, like to work in domestic homes. And so it's it's really hard. And my it's from
Can I
outside.
jump in for 1 second? I definitely don't want to interrupt because you are talking so beautifully, but we're running out of time, and I just wanted to make sure we have time for questions. And also I know some of these women have had the chance to read the book and some haven't. So just very briefly to give an overview about it. As Anjali said, it was very difficult, and we didn't want to spend a lot of time like re-traumatizing and going over the terrible things that happened in India. So the focus of this book really is on the root causes of trafficking in the community. And as she has said, this is a community where trafficking has become so normalized, where 75, 80, or even more percentage of girls are either trafficked or forced into child marriages. And so based on her own experiences, she had this dream to go back and open this school to offer alternatives, and also to change the mindset of the community. So the book kind of follows that, her arc from her young childhood and what were the root causes in her family and in the community at that time. Then, briefly talks about what happened going to India, being trafficked, being in the brothel. And then we interviewed a lot of the people who were involved in rescuing Anjali and helping her to rebuild her life after that happened. Until it weaves in their stories as well. And then the second half of the book is all about this dream and how she has been able to, with a lot of people's help and through God's grace, has been able to go back to the school and already starting to see that change take place in the community. Wendy, I know you had a pretty strict time frame for us. How are we doing? And just
Well, as I said, we're happy to be flexible with you guys because both of you are speaking so well. Maybe I'll toss in a couple of questions here, and that may spur more discussion. So, first question is the school for both boys and girls, or just girls?
School, yeah, for both girls and boys. because the reason is also we don't want to we also want to change the mindset of the boys how they see the girls. We don't want them to be traffickers. We want make them like good persons capable for.
We love that. We got to change the attitudes of the boys, just as much as we need to educate the girls. Tell us about the communities, the village's response to your opening this school. Was there any opposition to the school? Did you have to deal with any challenges in the village to get it going? Sarah's nodding her head.
Yes, she still is.
Oh, okay. Tell us.
I actually, the first thing was so hard for me to deal with, like to face with many people who took me in India who were traffickers. Like they almost like a harassing. They were too hard, and it was so hard for me to get face to face them, and also government. They were government is under many traffickers, like some of the persons who are more in high levels, they are traffickers. So the local government, they work under him, like they obeys him, and many times it was so hard to while going legally with processes, they give many troubles. It was not easy for me.
It's scary for me too that, Anjali is in that place still with traffickers who are in very high political positions and, still isn't the perfectly safe environment that I wish for her. But on the positive side, there are more and more neighbors and community members who are supporting. Like when we were there, they were bringing vegetables or eggs, choosing to send their children to the school. And Anjali talked about some girls who came down from the high villages, who had left school in grades second or third grade, and she is arranged for them to go to local schools and is providing room and board and tutoring for them to make that possible for them, now 12 to 18-year-old girls. And I was really touched that like a mom and two dads walked this group of girls down, and that they were dreaming something better for their daughters, but also for the other girls from their village. They were supporting making that possible. And so I feel like things are already changing, but it's also there's still a lot of rivers to cross.
Absolutely. This is a question for Anjali. I am so moved by your comments on forgiveness. This is from Kathy Wall. That you chose forgiveness again and again. How do you find that forgiveness when people who trafficked you are still continuing their dark work?
It's really hard, like when they continue, um, but also I have tried like some, I forgive many people like from my heart, but many people still when they continue, like after forgiving also, like uh, when they continue, I had chosen legal ways also, but as I told you, they are in big political positions, and they I cannot sometimes cannot do anything. I'm just waiting for the community to change and help their daughters, because it's so hard to get the high level peoples in behind the bars, or like I have. Yeah.
Thank you. Are you able to talk with parents in your village about what happens to girls in India so that they understand what their girls are going to experience if they sell them?
This is almost beginning time for us to working there, so we are now not being able to do that, but next year we Sarah mom and we are planning to conduct some campaigns and do that kind of campaigns and awareness things to help like make the parents understand what the girls goes through.
Yeah, Anjali had the very brilliant idea to do it through like a dance and theater, like street theater troupe, rather than like taking it so directly, because it's a very sensitive topic, and most families in the area do have a mom or a sister, an aunt, or somewhat daughter still in India. So we, we definitely also don't want to like expose people or shame them so they don't send their kids to the school. So Anjali had this idea that, through street theater and getting maybe a group of young girls together who could like act it out or share it in a way that's, somewhat acceptable, or that people would be able to be entertained through a story, but also learn what really happens, and hopefully bring about change that way. And also maybe comic books. A lot of people don't have literacy, so using the arts in that way.
Absolutely. And we've worked with several different organizations that use techniques like that. So if you need some ideas or want someone to talk to, let us know. We'll connect you. You touched on a little bit of what you're hoping to do next year with a campaign to raise awareness and talk with parents. One of our volunteer leaders, Beth Medlock, is asking, she says, first of all, your soul shines so brightly. And she wants to know, what are your hopes and your dreams for the school?
My hope for a school is to help the old girls and also boys to raise at least 10 or 12 standard grades, like boys and girls who can have like who are capable to like get jobs different than what their brothers or sisters or ancestors did. My hope is they be able to like be qualified to get other jobs than what their family members did.
I share that hope, and also would add that, like, for me, the dream is like already here, like her, and seeing that, this is happening is so incredibly amazing. But definitely like being able to have that community awareness growing, I think would be the amazing next step. And also just growing the school. Like right now we have 55 kids. I think the capacity ultimately would be like more like 300, but also to have kids going to local schools, that, as like Anjali is doing now, to be able to support kids who are going to local schools, going on to college, and really, bring about a little army of change makers in this village and community.
So I have a very important question now, because Together Women Rise supporters are very, very generous. They feel inspired by your story, and I've had several people already ask about how they could support you further. Could you tell us about is your GoFundMe page still up and accepting donations for your school? Could we share that with our attendees tonight?
Yes. Right, Anjali?
Kind of a dumb question, isn't it? Yeah. Can we give you money? No. So for those of you
if
who
you
do have the book, it's in the book, but I will put it in the chat as well, so that anyone can, who feels as inspired as I'm sure that they do. And I just wanted to tell you, there was another wonderful comment in the chat about you, Anjali. She is so brave and so strong, and I think we can all agree with that. I'm going to turn it back over to Beth.
Okay, thank you, Anjali and Sarah. So before we move into our small groups, though, I want to mention that you're doing any of your holiday shopping. Her Future Coalition is one of our marketplace partners. So if you go to the Together Women Rise website, it's under the Giving tab, and there's marketplace. Her Future Coalition sells sterling silver handicraft jewelry made by survivors and high-risk women in its vocational programs. And I did check it out, and they're just beautiful. And if you purchase anything through the designated website, the Together Women Rise website, we'll receive 20% of the proceeds. So check that out for holiday shopping. You'd be supporting two great organizations, both Together Women Rise and Her Future Coalition. So I want to thank Sarah and Anjali again for being with us this evening. We so appreciate your time, your inspiration, and all that you do. And I'm going to turn this over to Linda now, who's going to give us the logistics for some breakout rooms where we can go out and talk in small groups about this wonderful book. Oh, you're muted, Linda.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Anjali and Sarah. It was just an honor to hear you speak. Wendy has put earlier the questions in the chat, and there are 4 suggested questions, but when you meet in your groups, and I think the time is about 15 minutes, so you are welcome to either choose one of these questions, talk about something entirely different, whatever you would like. And I'm not going to spend the time to read them all, but the first question refers to when Anjali writes in her book that there is, end quote, a social and spiritual sickness that infected the community and made people blind to the suffering of their sisters and daughters. And the question there, one question is, how can traditional norms be changed so that trafficking can be eliminated? I would add, certainly there may be a traditional factor involved, but the global market today, India's proximity to these mountain communities and so on, is all a factor in what's going on. And as Anjali mentioned, and Sarah, the families, for the most part, turn a blind eye on what's happening, or they don't know what's happening. They just take the money. And another question is, do you know anything about efforts in our own country to raise awareness on human trafficking? Have you ever participated in any type of training, corporate training? Have you seen posters, or are we making any progress in raising awareness? And then on number 4, we often think that only poor people are trafficked, but there isn't just one face of the trafficked person. There are many myths around trafficking, and Wendy may have put in I don't know if we have a link. If you don't get a chance to see it now, maybe we'll send out tomorrow myths on trafficking. But I'll just leave it there, and you can choose what you would like to discuss, and we'll see you soon.
So you're going to send us off, Wendy, for about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes?
I think she's doing that right now.
No, I think so.
Yes, I am doing that right now, and we're going to give you, I think, 14 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Just making sure everybody is in a room. All right. Laurel? Laurel, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we've just gone into breakout groups to talk about the book in a smaller group. Can I put you into a breakout room now?
Or if you want to wait till the next one, I'm fine with that, Wendy.
Well, this is the only breakout room we're having, and then we'll.
Oh,
we'll
then I
just
guess
come
I
back.
I'd better go. Thank you.
All right, I'll assign you now. 1 second.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. All of the attendees are just in a breakout room,
Hey,
right?
sorry,
Hi.
I can't hear you. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Were you previously in the
oh
meeting?
man, I can't hear you. Hold on. Audio. Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm calling from the East Coast, and I totally ran out, and I didn't know if this was still going on. So
It is. We're just in the breakout groups right now. So, and then we'll be coming back and wrapping up. We will have the recording of the speakers on our website in a few days if you'd like
okay,
to listen to
I'll
that.
wait for that. Yeah, I'll wait for that, and I'll look into that. Thank
Okay,
you.
I put you in a breakout group, but they're going to be finishing in about 5 minutes anyway.
Oh no, that's fine then. I'll just
All right.
wait for
I'm
the
sorry that
recording.
you missed it, but watch for the recording for sure.
Okay, I will. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thanks for joining.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wendy. Back.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
I'm good. I actually went into a room, but I had a great time.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it was great. I had a great time. It was wonderful.
Okay. All right. I'm glad. I'm glad. I was trying to, yeah.
You know, I
know.
figured it was one of those, I got to get them in. I got to get them in. I got to get them in. So it was no problem.
Pretty much.
It was a nice time. I met some wonderful ladies. So
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sure there are others that didn't read the book, but I'm sure they will read it now.
you know, it was a great conversation, and we talked about a few other things, and it's nice to meet members. So
Good. That's
Yeah.
great. All right. Is everybody back? All right. Linda, you're on mute.
Mute. Ready to go now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, thanks, everybody. Good to be back. And I think for each of us, the breakouts are one of the favorite times to meet new people and connect. It was great. Let's see, on the announcements, this is the last book club event for 2021, and we're going to share with you 3 books for the coming year. In January, we're going to focus on Afghanistan. We had originally announced a different title, but because of what's going on now in Afghanistan and how concerned and serious the situation is there for women, we thought it would be a good time to put our book club focus there. And so that book will be The Pearl That Broke Its Shell by Afghan-American Nadia Hassimi. That's The Pearl That Broke Its Shell for January. And then in late March or early April, we'll focus on Haiti. And by the way, in both of these, for the March book and the January book, the grantee is also from that country. We have an Afghani grantee in January and a Haiti grantee in March or April. And also, I should say, just before I go on to another book, we have a Nepali grantee for this month, which will be tomorrow night. The national webinar is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. And I'm coming back to the books, but while I'm thinking of grantees that match the book, since you've just learned something about Nepal, I'm sure you'll enjoy hearing Jahan Sarafi, co-founder of Sansar Maya in Nepal, and that will be tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. But back to the books, in June, we're going to do The Girl with the Louding Voice, and for fall, most likely it will be a book about a social justice issue. This past fall, we found caste to be really enlightening. So a book like that for the fall. I hope no one has left yet because it's time for the pizza wheel giveaway. Go ahead, pull it, take it away, Wendy.
So as has become our tradition at the end of a book club event, those who are still here are eligible to win a copy of our next book, which, as Linda described, it is called The Pearl That Broke Its Shell. I believe I got that right. And so we'll be sending a copy off to 3 people who win through our prize wheel. You have to be here. I've taken out a bunch of names of people who already left. They're out of luck. Let's see who wins.
This is fun.
Sheila, are you still here? I know she was here.
What is this?
No, Sheila.
What's this
Okay,
thing?
let's spin again.
Sheila Dunn. Oh, Sheila Dunn. Oh,
Must be
All
here
right,
to
let's spin
win.
again.
oh, I see how it works. Oh,
And Wendy, while we're spinning, I didn't announce the book. It was Breath, Eyes, and Memory by Edwidge Danticat for Haiti, but you'll find that on the web. Okay.
Is Peggy Pearl here?
Yes,
Nope.
yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Yay,
Yay.
Peggy. All right, Peggy's got the first book. Let's find someone else. I don't believe Betty was here.
Well, Betty is my friend. I hope she was here. But I'm glad she signed up in any case.
All right, let's try again. Chris McMahon? I don't think so. Okay. Catherine Burns was here. No, Catherine? You know, we could do this all night, but we won't. We'll get there. We'll get there. I don't think Rita was here.
Was, but
I
she
saw
stepped
her.
out at the small group time.
Okay, well, her
Yeah.
loss.
I'm here.
Oh, she's still.
Rita,
on
you're here?
Yay.
I've just been cooking. I have people coming at 9:30, so
Is that you, Rita?
I'm here. Yeah,
All right, Rita, one more to go, ladies.
thank you. Spin it well.
I don't think Claudia's here.
Yeah, I am here.
Oh, you are, all right. All
Good
right,
spin.
Claudia, Rita, and Peggy, I will get those books off to you. Hope you enjoy them and join us on January 24th.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This was lovely.
Well, thanks, everybody, for
you.
being
Thank
here.
you.
And
Thank
one
you.
more time,
Thank you.
if you're interested in funding the school, it's a GoFundMe, and then it's /spring-school, spring school. And thanks so much. It was a pleasure being with all of you. Take care.
Thank
Good
you.
Good
night.
night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.